Mary.
And
We invite you to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment.
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Evil Lives Here, season 13, episode 3, you all. And my gosh, the son from hell. Eugene Borg, the father, Tyler Borg, the child, the son, who was taking on some demon stuff, and then his wife's lover. I think his name was Justin Kieran, who was shot 19 times.
Right, but that comes much later. Because Tyler, as a little boy, was kind of demonic. He put hot water in his father's 55-pound fish tank to kill the fish, right? Or there's some of the other things that he did.
He was drooling in the backyard, said he hated Jesus, and he wanted the cat to pee on Jesus.
Yeah.
Very vile stuff.
Yeah.
Very vile stuff.
And the mother was worried.
Carved eyeballs in his forearm. So that
that was after he went to the first mental ward for behavioral problems, right?
Yeah.
And when he came back out, he did this little carving on his hand, which have eyes, right, to help him see. But the father, I felt the mother was actually very worried.
Yeah.
But the father seemed to always make excuses for him.
Absolutely.
The father bought a journal,
yeah,
right, and had and he said at the beginning of the year he'll have this journal, and the journal will be filled with things that Tyler had done.
Yeah.
So that he can write it in. And I just felt instead of the father writing in what Tyler is doing or not doing, how about you just do some parenting, or really just, I used to watch Dr. Phil, and he'll have these places like, farms or whatever, the children who are having behavioral problems, they can go to, and they go for, 2-3 months.
Right.
And they come back.
Yeah.
And they seem to have gotten themselves together. The mom was afraid of him. The father started to be afraid of him.
I feel like the father had some mental issues. And it just gave me vibes like sins of the father have been passed on to the child.
Yeah.
Because the father thought that the reason why his child was acting a certain way was because he had some porn that he had buried. Instead of burned, he decided to bury it in the backyard. So you can maybe dig it up at night when you're feeling horny.
Yeah.
And then also he said
I don't
that.
know why he buried that. That was weird.
And then he had wrote some poem to his girlfriend who had broken up with him after he had gotten out of the insane asylum.
And that is Tyler.
Tyler, the son.
Yes.
Talking about I would slice and dice her, kill the bitch, kill the snitch, and just to scratch my murderous itch. And the father says calmly,
he said, kill the bitch and the snitch to itch my murderous itch. Eviscerate, gouge, and slice. Someday you'll pay for your cold ways. And the
father says he wrote stuff like this.
Yeah. So he felt.
So he thought it wasn't something serious.
Yeah.
You were writing stuff like that.
Yeah. And then he wrote letters to the mother, saying things like, he wanted them to die. Like he could happen in a car crash. Because at one point they'll tell him, like, in order to punish him, I guess, is okay, you can't go see your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he will be like, if I don't see my girlfriend,
someone
is going to get hurt. And then they will call the police. He'll be gone for 2 weeks. He'll be back and he'll write things like, they should have kept me away, and all this stuff. So I felt like he was talking to them. He was telling them how they felt. They took him to a psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist, because he was complaining about, the mom trying to control his life.
Yeah.
And the psychiatrist says, hey, look, they control you until you're 18. So the father felt like, okay, he doesn't get up in the morning when he's supposed to, and I'm going to go and get this ice water and throw it at him. The father did that, and that boy threw a knife at him. Okay?
Maybe
the
he
father
was waiting on the moment, had it underneath his pillow.
Yeah.
Just let this old man try me one time.
The father got scared And my thing is, if you're so into your church, how are you afraid of man? Like, you should rise above your fear. But I think as time went on, he became more and more afraid of his son. To me, as your fear was rising, you were becoming detached from God. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Because even though you have that fear, if you are putting everything in God's hands, right? That fear will not be there. You will still challenge him. And the thing is, he wasn't challenging him, and there were no consequences at all. Like, Tyler will do stuff like this. Oh boy, you throw a knife at me, you're going to jail. or juvie. And when you come
even
out,
writing letters.
I'm sorry, when you come out, you will never come to my home.
Yeah.
You won't even know where I am.
He kept giving him a place to stay.
I will move states. So you don't even know where I is. Because I don't want nobody calling me on your behalf. Like, I will totally
disassociate.
Like, I will totally wash my hands off of you.
Yeah.
Because you're
teaching him that there's no consequences. I will always bring you back. Like, I will always forgive you. I'll always be there for you, even when you threatened my life and my wife's
life. It did
life.
not help. All of your love and, I don't know, turning the other cheek, it still did not work.
No, it's called
because he
enabling.
ended up killing someone anyway and being where he was meant to be in jail.
And then the father said that he was at the back at the door while he was watching TV, and he was like, "Come in, son." It was after he had found that his wife was sleeping with her ex, and he was there at the porch or whatever, and the father was like, "Oh, come on in." He said, "No, I just want to stand here." And then he talks about how I might have killed the man. Oh, you killed the man? I'm closing the door very swiftly. I'm calling 911. I'm like, I'm not even looking at you. You've killed somebody. I'm not going to support a crime. But the daddy says, well, you were just shooting the back of the car. I'm sure you missed him.
Yeah, because he said
how
he went first with a bat. The only reason why he went first with a bat, it wasn't to scare him. He went first with a bat because he wanted to beat him to a bloody pulp first and then kill him. That's why he went. He wanted. This guy talking about eviscerate, gouge, and slice. Yeah.
He wants to
torture the guy. He wants to beat him.
Yeah.
Thoroughly.
Absolutely.
And while he's gasping for air, then shoot him dead. Because he went with a Glock, right? And with the bat.
And Clorox.
Come on now.
And the father said, I don't believe that he actually went there to kill him. Even after he went through the trial, he said he still didn't believe. There's something mentally wrong with the father. I do believe the sins of the father done passed down onto this child. You were doing stuff like this. You were there having porn addiction and burying it in the backyard instead of just throwing it away in the trash.
Why did you just throw it in the trash?
Mentally insane.
So weird.
And then you're here making all these excuses for him, even up until the point where he said that he had shot a car up. You're saying he probably did not do it, and then he says, "Oh, God can't forgive us for all our sins and all this stuff, so I believe he's getting to heaven, but there will be consequences." You think he's getting to heaven? Really? If listen, I ain't God.
About 8 years before this boy finally killed somebody, that first wife, his mom, had left. Yeah. She left because I'm sure she's looking like, okay, my son is a mess, but this man that I have here to protect me
is weak.
Is not even doing that.
No.
The mom seemed to be stricter than the dad. Because when he will write this crazy stuff, like all these really violent letters, the mom will be very concerned and be like, "Oh, we gotta call the police or whatever," and the father will be like, I used to write stuff like this. I'm good.
I'm glad she left. That was the best thing she could have ever done.
So she left. 8 years while she left. And look, he kept the children, the daughter and the son. That mother was like, okay, I will go start afresh elsewhere. And he doesn't
I don't blame her though.
I don't.
Because you have a dingbat dad who probably has done some stuff in his past.
And who is making porn and all this food.
And has been writing violent letters. I can honestly sit here today and swear on my life that I have never written a violent letter to express my emotions.
No.
not even had a crazy violent thought.
No.
Never.
And then
Not
you
even
write,
one thought. You write, you take
yeah.
your time to write down how you want to slice and dice
Yeah.
and gouge somebody's eyes out.
Yeah.
And you talk about murderous itch. There's something mentally wrong with you. I'm going to tell you that today. Today, you will know that. Because it don't make no sense.
And he's
oh, it's
like,
normal. It's normal.
and the thing is, the way he did it, right, he found out that the wife was sleeping around with her ex, right?
He threw the text messages.
He took her phone,
sent messages to the
right,
ex.
pretended it was her, and was like, hey, my husband's not going to be here. Can we meet up? Whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, sure, no problem. But then he goes and shows there. Anyway, Tyler, according to the wife, she said Tyler told her that if I kill him, I kill him. And he took the Clorox to clean up
The blood.
So he knew that he was going to kill him. My thing with the wife, his wife also, you know it's because of you all of this is about to happen. The fact that she did not even call this guy and say, please don't go show up, it's not me. Or maybe he took her phone. But why don't you go to someone's house, the next door neighbor or something, when he leaves?
Maybe
Because
she
you
didn't-
don't want to be back in the house when this man come back after he don't kill somebody, because maybe he's coming for you. So it was just weird to me.
It was very weird. The whole
Did
situation.
the wife
was odd.
want the guy to be killed? Maybe he broke up with her and was going to start a new relationship.
I mean,
Because
I doubt it because he showed up.
Why wouldn't the wife go next door, say, can I please use your phone? Call him and say, hey, that was my husband. He's coming for you. Please drive away. Don't meet me there. Like, call him on the phone. But you know something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? A lot of these
Because
days,
they said that he sent it that night, and because the boyfriend was like, we want to meet up tonight.
yeah.
So I think it was the same. I think it all happened in the same day.
But you know something? Even if she went to the neighbor, these days people don't remember phone numbers. We don't know any phone numbers.
Well, I don't
off the
know
top
what
of our
I
head.
don't know what year
Apart-
this was.
This was in 2010. So yes, phones were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she will not even remember the phone number anyway.
I only remember my number. I used to brag in the neighborhood about all the numbers that I knew. Like I will be reciting all my friends' numbers off the top of my head. I don't even
Because it took a while before I got you all cell phones.
I forget what your number is sometimes.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I used to be very good at numbers too. But isn't that something though? You think to yourself, man, I don't even remember any. If I do not have my phone, I will not know anyone's number to call.
That's really.
I mean, now that I do know my number and I know yours off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But every other number I don't know numbers anymore. We've become so spoiled. Has that been a good way or what? What do you think?
I think it's been not.
Anyhow, so yeah, he killed this guy, Justin Keenan, shot the back, like what he said with his father. I
Shot up the car.
Yes, shot up the car like 19 times. And the father was like, well, hopefully you missed, son. No, he did not miss.
That's why I think there's something mentally wrong with the
Yeah,
father.
he did not miss, no. And then he says this. He told his father that when he went towards the car with the bat, the guy reached up
To get a
weapon or a gun
and
or
he
something.
didn't want to be shot
And
or
that's when
tased.
he just shot. So when the guy got out of the car, he just started shooting, and the guy jumped back into the car. But I'm like, if the guy
So
already
now
had,
you're trying to
if the
call
guy already had
self-defense?
his gun, why will he jump back in the car and he'll just start shooting you?
Yeah, through the window. Why do I have to get out the car?
Yeah. So
I'm like, if somebody comes and attacks me with a bat on my car, I'm like, get out the car.
He's
I want to
telling-
pull my gun
Yeah.
and just shoot you through the window, even if my window breaks.
Yeah, he's lying to the father.
He's trying to say
He
called
is
self-defense.
used-
That's what he's trying to do. Talking about I had to defend. You came to me with a bat.
He's used to his father
Being a dingbat.
gulping all the lies up and believing it. So that's why he told this little
Oh my
fantastic
God.
story. And the father has enabled him. But what he's going to find out really quick is when you talking to anyone but your father, they're not going to believe you.
Well, that's why I said the father has some demons.
He
There's
is
something
enabled
mentally
him. He
wrong
is
with
there.
him. You wrote stuff like that as a child.
Yeah.
I keep on going back to that. And then the porn that he buried.
Well,
you took your time to get a shovel
Yeah.
and to dig.
Yeah.
And then you put your porn
In
of
there.
all your naked women
Yeah.
nicely in the dirt.
Yeah.
And then covered it back.
Maybe
and
he
then
was going
you
to come
went-
back to that later. or
And then
something.
he went
Later.
when he realized his son was there drooling in the backyard. He thought it was some demonic spirit.
Yeah.
So he went and dug it back up.
to
and did something with it. He never
burn
says.
it or something. I don't know.
But I mean,
Yeah.
something
even,
ain't right.
And even now,
Something ain't
what does
right.
the father say? Now that he has been charged with first-degree
Satan
murder,
was successful in getting my son put in jail, but now
However,
God is winning the battle over his
God is
life.
winning the battle because his son found God.
You know what I think is
in
so
jail.
funny?
The son is going to use that so that you can come to the jail and help him with money and whatever it is that he needs to get his hair cut or cigarettes or whatever.
You know what I think
That's
is
what I
very
think.
interesting? From all of
And then the second wife is going to leave you too.
from all of the murderous crime shows that I've watched,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I always see this common theme with these rapists, serial killers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They always turn to God
When
when
they're
they get in jail.
Yeah.
There's one that actually, I think,
I
got
think-
out of jail briefly, and he went right back to his crimes. Even though he said that he was out here, a God-fearing Christian, all this stuff in the jail.
Yeah.
But the time that he was actually planning to escape the prison. And he actually did escape it. He was
Wow.
gone for like 2 or 3 days, went on a killing spree.
Wow.
But you were a God-fearing person.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned,
Yeah.
these people who go into jail,
Mm-hmm.
I call bull when they say, let me go turn to God.
Convenient.
It's very convenient. I got nothing else
Because
to do.
now
Let me call God's
the
name.
preacher is going to come and see you when you're there.
Good
They're
behavior.
gonna when
Get
you
a
need
leave
to
early.
parole. Exactly.
Like, please.
Yeah. Because remember the one who ended up slicing the wife's face from ear to ear,
Yeah. Faith Rogers, I
and
think.
killed all the 3 children. Killed all the kids.
Yeah.
Every single last one of the children he killed. I think it was how many kids?
And he was in
4 or
church.
5.
In church when he met her again. Because he actually was out of jail because he killed his first wife.
He stabbed the first wife.
Went to the church, met
I
Faith
don't know if he
Green.
stabbed her or he had killed her.
No, he said he had pushed a pregnant woman down the steps because she was
and killed her
beating
and
him.
her unborn child, right?
It turned out
He
that
said
he
it
actually
was
shot her.
self-defense and she fell down or whatever.
Actually, it
But
turned out that she
then-
had shot her,
But
I believe.
No, he didn't shoot her. I think she was pushed down the steps. But he was trying to say
No, that was the lie that was told to Faith.
No, she didn't tell Faith that he shot her. Actually, he
because-
had stabbed her, I think. That's what she found out.
Yes.
But her father, who knew all of this.
Well, he said that he didn't know.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
he told Faith. Do
Yeah,
I
don't
believe
think she
him?
believes him
No.
because she doesn't talk to her father till this day. But he came right out of jail and ended up doing the same thing that he had done. Well, he didn't get away with it, but he got out of there.
Because
There
the
the
father
church
and her
for
father.
good behavior.
Yeah.
And he went right back, married the preacher's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and killed her the same way
Well,
through stabbing.
didn't
Was
kill her,
killed
but
the children, not her.
Yeah.
But sliced her face from ear to ear and killed all the children so that she will live with that. He wanted her to live with the pain of that.
That
Yes.
was a hard
So yeah,
one.
he was one of the ones who came right out. And then how about that guy recently? The one who was in jail for double murder and was found not guilty.
And they put him out on bond, and then he went and killed his pregnant
But he was
girlfriend.
actually found not guilty. He was found not guilty. And
Then
in
the
fact,
next
one
week-
of the jurors was saying that he felt like this guy was going to be back in jail. And sure enough, but he didn't realize he would come back that quick. 2 to 3 days later, he was back in jail. Now, he had actually killed his girlfriend.
Hot mess.
Yeah, because he was trying to be with another woman. And tells her, hey, let's go out. And she had been there with him throughout the whole trial. Let's go out, let's go celebrate, the thing that I'm free and I was not guilty. And kills her.
It's Mary.
And Alma.
We invite y'all to
Share,
subscribe,
and comments down below.
and don't forget to stay out of criminal activity.